What is up, you guys? Welcome to episode 26 of the Align and Grind podcast. And it is time for a quickie episode today because there is always time to fit in inspiration. And who knows, maybe one thing I say today will be exactly what you need. And a little disclaimer, today is a pep talk. It's another swift kick in the ass. And so if you're in a position in life right now where you need to slow down and do less and all the things, I totally understand that. Those seasons are important. But this is for those of you who really need a pep talk today to start taking action. And I was honestly having trouble deciding what to talk about this week. And then I realized I constantly give myself pep talks through journaling and literally talking to myself in the car and on walks. And so I wanted to give you all a good old pep talk this week. Sometimes we avoid showing up because we don't have the perfect game plan, but I am here right now to prove to you today that it feels so dang good to just show up, stack wins, keep your momentum going, and just keep those promises you make to yourself and build up that confidence. Whenever I don't show up and do this podcast and keep the promises I make to myself to record every single Friday, I literally get anxiety. So anyways, today I'm going to hype you all up so you can get out of your own dang way and truly get prepared for the life you are believing and dreaming for. If you listen to this podcast, you are probably striving to get to the next level, and you are clearly a person who wants to better themselves, or you wouldn't take the time to listen to this. But sometimes, even though we have the best intentions as high achievers, we can literally block abundance and blessings and not even realize it. So today I want to help you break some walls down and get you excited. By the end of today's chat, I hope you are literally lit up and ready to actually start preparing for the future you desire. It's one thing to have big dreams and an outline of what you need to do and goals, and that's all great, right? But it's another thing to truly prepare as if you know with 100% certainty that it's all right around the corner. So let me ask you this. Those desires of your heart, those things you want for your future, that person you want to be, do you truly believe to your core that it's going to all happen for you? And I mean, like, without a doubt, do you know it's going to happen for you? Like, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Are you really expecting big things and living your life with that expectancy? Are you living your life as a person worthy of receiving the blessings and the dreams that you want? You guys all know that I have big dreams and visions, and I'm a pro at keeping them all in front of me. But when it comes to the actual core foundations of my life, I could actually be more prepared to receive the big I can't talk today, guys. I could actually be more prepared to receive the big blessings that I'm waiting for. You know, when I stop to think about it, maybe if I received all of the visions right now, maybe if my dreams came true right now, I wouldn't really be ready or equipped to take proper care of them. And that's a scary thought. Whenever I finally get the dreams and the blessings and the abundance that I'm believing for, I want to be ready so that I can keep them, so that I can hold on to them, so that I can help others with them. Oftentimes we all go through trials and setbacks and quote unquote waiting periods because we still have growing to do. And that can be a hard pill to swallow, right? Like, we look at our lives and we're like, wow, we're really not where we want to be. But am I fully grown? Have I fully developed into this person that can handle blessings? And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like sometimes I lose my excitement or passion in the waiting period because nobody likes to wait. And I have to pinch myself and remind myself that the wait is where the magic happens. Seriously. This is where we learn, grow, get prepared, organize, we get tested, and we get to prove to ourselves how strong we are and that we can become people that are worthy of receiving these big dreams. You know, it's kind of like a trust fund baby, you know, like, no offense, that's awesome, but did they necessarily have to work for it, or was it just handed to them, and deep down does that feel good? And that's what the waiting period does for us. It makes us have to work for it, and that's a good feeling when you work for the life that you have. If you look back over your life, you can probably see sometimes where what felt like rock bottom was actually a launching pad to something way better. So I know that sometimes we try to avoid failure and resistance, but the reality is it's the only way to grow, and the only way out is through. So let's dive into how we can reignite our fire and develop an attitude of expectancy, especially while we're in a waiting period, waiting for some great things to happen. And again, I'm literally sharing a pep talk that I gave to myself with you all. So just so you know, it's totally normal to talk to yourself, hype yourself up, whatever you gotta do. All right, so the first thing I want to share to jack you guys up is when we truly believe to our core that we are going to achieve or receive something, we act as if it's already happened. You guys always hear me say, visualize your highest self and show up as her, or you're already there, show up like you're already there. And I want to give you an example of expecting parents. You know, when parents are expecting a baby, they don't wait to build the nursery or buy baby clothes. They're already fully prepared when the baby arrives because they were expecting that baby to come. It wasn't physically there yet, but they knew it was just a matter of time. And it's the same with your goals and your dreams. They will come to you if you prepare and act in ways as if they have already arrived. And I hope that makes sense. God is looking for people of faith to bless, for people who truly believe to their core that they are worthy and ready for their dreams. You know, it's one thing to have a vision board and read your goals out loud and pray for things, but in the deepest part of your core, in your heart, you have to believe it. And that takes practice and that takes time. So what do you need to do to get prepared? Because oftentimes we don't actually believe that these things are going to happen for us because we're not prepared. It's like, how can you be prepared for this massive, successful business if your own life isn't even in order? And so that can mess with your confidence, right? So what do you need to do to get prepared? Do you need to clean your house? Do you need to wash your car? Do you need to get your finances organized? Do you need to get your electronics cleaned up? I know my cell phone and computers are hot messes. Like, they're so unorganized. And lately I felt a call to like get my electronics organized so that my life is easier. You know, do you need to get an agenda or a schedule organized for yourself? Another example is like, are you praying for a very successful business with 100 employees, but don't even have your own finances in order? We have to get prepared and become the people worthy of receiving these big responsibilities, right? So are you praying to lose 20 pounds, but you keep sleeping in, missing the gym, and keeping cookies in your pantry? Again, nothing wrong with cookies. I freaking love cookies. I'm a sweet tooth lady over here, but I know I can't keep them in my house and practice moderation, right? You got to know yourself. Are you praying for healing and spiritual breakthroughs, but you continue to numb out on the weekends with alcohol or partying? And again, I'm not condemning anybody. I'm talking to myself because I have kept myself down and playing small by not modifying my environment, habits, and so on to reflect where I want to be. So the moral of that story is, get prepared for the life you are waiting for. If you want that life to come to you, you have to be a person worthy of receiving it. It's not like you can just be super unorganized and unprepared and magically get that life, right? All right, next. This is one of my favorite topics. I could probably do 20 podcasts on this, but anoint your dang self. Stop waiting for opportunity to come knocking and create your own. And a really good episode to listen to on this topic is my very first episode ever, called Winging It and Taking Bold and Perfect Action. And transparency moment with you all. Do you know how long I waited to start showing up as a woman who truly does have value to bring to this world? I was 27. So I don't know how old all of my listeners are, but I did not start showing up boldly and bravely and using my voice until I was 27. And even then it was a slow start. And even now I still get imposter syndrome and all of that. So just know it's a constant battle, but it's worth it. You know, I'm not using my TCU college education. I was worried about what others would think of me for showing up authentically. I had paralysis analysis. I didn't want to let my family down. I wanted to fit in with all of my friends, right? And so we all wait for different reasons, and we all sometimes feel insecure or unworthy for different reasons. But I want to tell you that you, yes, you listening right now, you have something that you can help and serve others with. You know, you have knowledge and you have skills and you have stories and unique traits that nobody else has. And so y'all have heard me say this before, but even if you are just one chapter ahead of someone else, you have the ability to help them. You know, oftentimes we look at people like Tony Robbins and we think that he's the only one that has the authority and the knowledge and the skill set to help people, but that's not the truth, right? He started, you know, he was homeless. And so we always look at people when they're on the big stage and they've made it, but we forget that it was a journey to get there. So stop waiting for others to find those treasures in you and show the treasures yourself. You know, for a long time, I was just waiting for opportunity. I was waiting for something to feel in alignment or excite me. And I was just kind of waiting for opportunity. And finally, I was like, you know what? Like, I know I have these treasures and these gifts in me. And so I'm just going to start showing them. And eventually someone's going to listen and like what I have to say. And that's how you find your people. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I heard someone say that social media and showcasing yourself online or publicly can seem like you're bragging, right? Or can seem braggy. But how else are you going to know, you know, okay, wait, I said that wrong. How else is anyone going to know who you are or what you do or what you have to offer or how you can help them, or why the heck would they use your services or team up with you? So showing up on social media or starting your own podcast or using your voice is not bragging. It's not arrogant. It's literally putting yourself out there because people have to know, like, and trust you. They have to see you putting yourself out there. They have to hear your voice. And so it's not selfish to show up and put yourself out there with the heart to serve. If you have the heart to serve others and God, you're never, ever, ever going to go wrong. So I want you to start the YouTube, start the coaching business, write the book, start the blog, right? You don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to start to be great. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to start to be great. And y'all see how scrappy my podcast is and all of that. My content, I literally do everything myself still, and it's scrappy. But eventually, you know, it won't be. I'll get better, I'll have help and everything. And like I said, I get imposter syndrome often, you know, and I have to remind myself that I am worthy of helping others. As a coach, as a realtor, as a content creator, I have the right to come on here and use my voice, and so do you. So I want you to all put yourself out there in some way, okay? Start using your voice, show up on social media, put together a game plan or a business plan. The world needs you. You know, something else you can do is form a community of like-minded people. You know, you can start a little weekly Zoom with like-minded women or men, or a little Facebook group where you can all support each other. You can start a blog or make an ebook with something that you know can help people, right? We can all make money online and use our voice right now. And there are so many ways to reach people now more than ever. So if you start now, even if multiple areas of your life aren't where you want them to be, you will eventually get there, but you have to just begin. So something I always say to myself before I come on here and record, you know, I worry about how I look for YouTube or how my voice sounds or whatever, and I'm like, Alyssa, drop the ego. Remember that this isn't about how you look, how you sound, how you dress. It's about what you have to offer and the gifts God has given you to serve others. Another thing I want to tell you all is, hate to break it to you, but if you're always waiting for the perfect time, it will never happen. You have to learn as you go, and you have to accept that you're going to have some growing pains. But you will go to bed every night so freaking proud that you moved the needle on your dreams. Even if it was a hot freaking mess and nothing goes as planned, you will go to bed like, I showed up and I tried and I moved the needle. You know, either way, if you failed or succeeded, you still got better, you still learned something. So the cool thing about when you anoint yourself and you just start showing up and learning as you go is that you build foundations that nobody can take away from you, and you rise above your physical circumstances and you just do the damn thing, right? Like, I'm learning skills by showing up that nobody can take from me. How to speak to people, how to produce content, all of these things. Like, even if certain things in my life don't work out, I'm building myself up as a person. And I want you guys to have that confidence, and I want you to do the same thing. You know, we have a real estate business, and things don't always look pretty, right? We're learning as we go, we're growing, we just went nationwide. But we know the systems and foundations that we are building are going to take us to success. Like, it's literally only a matter of time. If you're doing the work and you're trying to get better, there's no way that you won't succeed. I had a major mental block this week when brainstorming for a podcast, but I put it off literally until 8 p.m. last night, you guys. But I did it because I know my anxiety would have been through the roof if I lost momentum or missed a week of moving forward. And honestly, I can't afford that right now, and neither can you. So action, messy, ugly action is way better than anxiety and losing momentum and hurting your self-confidence because you break promises to yourself. So if you are struggling with feelings of anxiety or unease, I'm not a doctor, but it really may be because you're not taking action and doing the things that you know you should. And I know because I just went through this and I'm still kind of going through this. You all know I've been struggling with my breathing, and while there are physical elements and causes, I think it gets heightened when I'm anxious, and I get anxious when I'm not showing up as the woman that I know I can be. So if your soul is unsettled and you know you are meant for more, you can pivot. And if you can't fully pivot right now, you can start adding 30 minutes a day of work on your dreams. You know, you can start small and just move that needle every single day. So Zach has been waking up every morning at 4:30 a.m. and getting his gym out of the way 30 minutes earlier so that he can learn a new skill. And that has really, really inspired me, right? And so we all can make the time. And I want to also remind you all that instant gratification does not exist. I'm a fitness coach, and so many of my clients want that instant gratification. And sometimes I get kind of insulted because I'm like, I've been working at this for a decade, and you want results after 6 weeks. You know, it's the same with real estate, right? Like, you have to be consistent with your leads and staying in front of people and telling them what you do. You know, instant gratification doesn't exist. You just have to start. And I just want you all to be so confident in your worth and where you're going that God, the universe, whatever, says she's ready. And God and the universe know when you are ready. And they're like, bless up, it's time to bless her. So I want to leave you all with a couple things to finish this pep talk. It's time to get serious about your life. You will be older one day and your life will flash before your eyes when you're on your rocking chair or whatever. And we all know it, but we assume we have time. There's a quote that says, the trouble is you think you have time. And yes, we have time and we should enjoy our lives, but also we get one life. So don't look back with regrets. It's time to do the uncomfortable things now so that you can say, I am proud of myself and the life I have created. You know, motivation will not always be there. It will not always be fun. And if you don't feel like quitting sometimes, you probably aren't actually going for your dreams, because going for your dreams is freaking hard and you will feel like quitting. So don't settle for comfort. Don't waste another day, you guys. What do you need to do? Is it your health? Is it your emotional healing or trauma from your childhood? Is it your finances? Is it showing up and taking that messy action that I love to talk about? You know, at the end of the day, everyone is worried about themselves, and the people who have time to hate on you, well, you don't want what they have anyways. So, all right, you guys, my next fitness challenge is right around the corner. So if you are ready to make those healthy decisions and start bettering yourself and get your summer body ready, or whenever you're listening to this, head on over to my Instagram and get signed up, or visit alyssadavenport.com/challenge. And I don't know if you all know this. If you follow me on social media, you do, but we are now running and managing Amazon stores for people who want to make passive income from their phone from anywhere in the world. No, it's not a scam. Yes, we've been doing it now for over 2 years, and it's working so well that we have finally decided to help others do the same. So please reach out to me if you are ready for another stream of income source that doesn't require you to do anything. All right, I'm going to leave you guys with 2 quotes. If you are waiting until you feel talented or ready enough, you'll never start. You're never going to feel 100% ready, I promise. The next quote is, the surest way to make your dreams come true is to live them. So go ahead and just start living your dreams. Act like they're already right around the corner and have an attitude of expectancy. Alright, you guys, I hope this pep talk jacked you up today. Please leave a review on any platform that you listen to this podcast, or share it to your stories and tag me if you got value. Send it on to a friend. I really like to know who I'm talking to, and I like to know that it's worth my time to come on here and talk to you all if you get value. So please help us sister out, and I will talk to you all next week. Bye!